Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 90 plus 5 podcast. I remain your host, Tunji, and I'm here with with your favorite co-host,
Yes,
Mekus.
yes, yes. Hello,
Mekus,
guys. Welcome back.
welcome. A new season is upon us.
Asha.
Finally, the 2026-2027 season is upon us, and we're here to analyze before the
Yep.
first Premier League and La Liga games of the season. Whew. Mekus, are you excited for the new season?
I am excited. Yeah, I'm excited for the new season. I'm even good. Like, the World Cup was amazing, but ever since then, you had the preseason games. Everyone had to pretend that they were interested because something to watch. But I'm finally happy that the season is getting started. Officially, the season has started in La Liga, but a lot of the big boys aren't playing until this next weekend too. And also I think Turkey has started their season, but when I'm talking about the season, I'm talking about the Premier League and the big boys of the La Liga. So I'm very, very excited. How about you? Very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited myself. I'm excited as well. Um, you know, at the beginning of the season, like this is just like a crossover, just like crossing over
Yeah.
into the new year where everybody's like, this year is my year. I'm going to do this year. I
The
will do
man of
this
the
year. I will do this year. I will do this year. So it's just that kind of feeling. That's the way I'm feeling right now. But
yeah.
overall, I am excited. I missed the Premier League. I miss watching my favorite team play every week. I even miss watching other teams play as well. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for it to be back. Yeah. But moving on, because the we can call it curtain raiser for the Premier League happened today, which is the Community Shield, and we saw an interesting result there with Arsenal clinching their first title of the season, defeating Man City with a 3-0 victory. Because just let me just ask a couple of questions, like I always do. Did you see this coming for Man City?
Hmm.
One, and number two, how would you rate Maresca's first game of the season?
Hmm. Did I see this coming? I think I did. I did see this coming because Arsenal won the league for a reason last season. They were the best team without question over the 38 game period. And that's to say there were times whereby they were not the best team, but that kind of consistency, there's a reason why they won it. And with the exit of Pep from Man City, I always felt like it was Arsenal's to do so. I wasn't surprised Arsenal winning. What I was surprised about though was the facts of like the frequency of the goals. The goals came in quick succession. Two came in the first half. The third one came in early in the second half. And so, like Arsenal, where we saw the pressing Arsenal back, like it was not the sit deep and wait Arsenal, and it was fun to see. On the side of Man City and Maresca, though, um, I look at the squad and a lot of these players were involved in the World Cup, and players that were not involved in the World Cup, there's a reason why they were not involved. No offense, Phil Foden, of course, he wasn't really that good today, and I see them as a team still trying to. I don't want to use that word transition because it's overly used, but the truth is that Maresca might have been a Pep disciple, but he plays the game differently to Pep. And so, if I was to give an excuse per se, you are still trying to see them morph. But my goodness, they were awful today. They were awful. It seemed like they missed Rodri, and it just goes to show that for City fans thinking that this was just going to be like a continuation, it's not. There has to be like a awakening that you are no more the team anymore. I think that Arsenal is that team. And so Maresca has a lot to do. He has a lot to do this season.
Yeah, he really has a lot. And on my own end, although I like bantering Arsenal fans a lot and whatnot, but realistically, the match, the Community Shield was theirs to lose.
Yeah.
They have a stronger side, even with the reinforcements they made this season. They made this transfer window, signing in Zolis and also Gimares as well. So those guys are firepowers, and the cohesion in the team already exists. You know, having the existing manager as the Arteta still leading the team, as opposed Manchester City, where you have Maresca, you know, trying to just bring in his philosophies. I think he has just been in charge for like a month now. He
Yeah.
started July 1st, so he's still trying to bring in his philosophies. Most of the players, core players, just came back from the World Cup, from vacation as well. So I think we still need to give him some time. But just my comment on Maresca is that we want to be quick to like see a pattern of play with him, right?
Yeah.
We don't want, because in Chelsea it seems as if he was just experimenting for a long period of time, and I just really want to see that pattern of play. How is this Man City team going to be approaching the game going forward? It's just something that would be nice to see, because Pep always ensured that structure was there. I'm not in any way
Yeah.
comparing both of them, but like this is just something that we love to see going forward. Oof. But Mekus, moving on to EPL proper, with the reinforcement Arsenal has made this transfer window, are they the favorites to win it again?
I think they are. I think they are. I've been racking my head for past couple of weeks trying to think of a reason why they shouldn't win it, and it just hits me that the fact that I'm thinking of a reason why they shouldn't win it shows how dominant they are, and I think that they are the most stable team. Number one, if you look at the other big six per se, you look at Liverpool, they have a new manager in Andoni Iraola. You look at Man City, they have Enzo. You look at Man United, they have Carrick. It's kind of a new manager. And so that stability that Arsenal has, and the fact that they won it last season, I mean, it's theirs to lose. And I see Arteta going back to back. Good squad, good manager, continuity all around.
Yeah, they're the favorites. They're the favorites by all means. I think the only team that can really come close is it's going to be Man U. Man U is the only team that can give Arsenal a run for their money this season if they put their acts together.
And that's actually crazy to hear.
Yeah. They have like, no. If you look at it, I know we banter Man U and all, but if you look at their squad, they have a cohesive squad. Like all positions, right? They have like someone who we can say, okay, this is the starting player for this position. We have a manager that already has a structure. Has a structure. He knows how to motivate those players to get results as well, and he has proven that he can be consistent in getting those results. So if they put their acts together, and they also just made some reinforcements as well this transfer window. So I mean, if they can be consistent, and this is where the big test comes in. You know, playing 3-4 games in a couple of days. If they can be consistent and bring in those results, they can give Arsenal a run for their money. But that's the only team right now that I can even see that just even before the league starts that can give Arsenal a run for the money. If not, there's no other team right now. Chelsea, nothing to write home about. Liverpool struggling. Manchester City will definitely struggle.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, they would they will be somewhere there.
I
But
think that's for Villian actually has something about them.
no,
And
what they have
again,
about them is that they will finish top six. That's
yeah,
what
they'll finish top six,
there's not
and Unai
there's
Emery is there.
nothing there.
So like
There's nothing
like
there again. And they might finish the trophy. Apart from that,
yeah, they
there's
might
nothing.
finish with the
There's not.
trophy. Yeah.
I've not seen anything they can do. Uh, there are more chances of me being a billionaire in USD by the end of the season than Aston Villa win the
You guys are the first. Tunji has one investment cooking. Well, yeah.
I mean, but
I just want to mention something before we go on. Is that
yeah, yeah.
do you know how crazy it is that in past 3 seasons there has been like a radical shift between the powerhouses in the Premier League? Because you go 3 seasons ago, and the teams that you talk about, okay, the league is Man City and Liverpool. Arsenal was always in the mix. But just by Pep and Klopp leaving, you can see that for the first time in a while, it's actually wide open. And Arsenal now seems like it's Arsenal. And like, I've not even heard a good argument for any other team making. And so it's just crazy. I think it's going to be an interesting one for me. I think it's actually very, very much interesting. Like this league, this season is going to be one of the best for me as opposed to other seasons because of how wide open it is.
Yes. So I think just to even buttress what you just said, right? And I mean, that's why we love this beautiful game, right? Because and also the Premier League, the game revolves.
Yeah.
It revolves, especially the Premier League. I think it's the Premier League because La Liga is not like this, right? It revolves because each team, at least in the top six, makes a substantial amount of money. Like investment goes into these teams. You know, you see these teams invest in training facilities. You see them invest in players, season in, season out. You see even the management not settling for less. You know, pushing for their teams to win trophies. So I think that's just the result you get from a league like that. You know, the power always change hand. You know, Arsenal is dominating today. In the next 3, 4, 5 years, another team is going to take reins of Arsenal. So yeah, but before we move on from the EPL and EPL discussions, what are your predictions for this season? Let's go. Top six.
Okay.
So you said Arsenal is most likely going to win the league. I agree.
Yeah.
What are your top six predictions?
Okay, so
also wait. So let me just top six predictions: goal scorer of the season and top assist of the season, and biggest flop of the season.
Okay. So let's go top six. I think Arsenal first, like I mentioned. Second, I think is going to be Man City. If I need to give a reason, I just feel like their squad is good enough. Yes, they've lost Rodri, but they have enough people there. I mean, you throw a lot of things on the wall and something eventually sticks. And I think they will stick to that second. For third, though, third is interesting because I am going with Man United. Man United is going to be third. Like you said, Carrick has something cooking there. They seem to have they have a balance with them. They don't have everything figured out yet, but the team is balanced. Unlike Liverpool, who is lacking in defense, Man U has a lot of bodies there. So Man United third. For fourth, this is interesting because I think fourth is going to be Chelsea. And reason being is that they don't have the Champions League. Surprise, surprise. We did that to ourselves. But the fact they don't have the Champions League mean that they won't play as much games as the others. And I think with the right mix of players, I don't know if Enzo Fernandez is going to leave. If he leaves, then I mean it dampens our chances because he's a very, very good player.
Leave to where? I thought the ultimatum that you guys gave Masters elapsed.
Well, the thing is that when money is involved, Never say never. But according to the report, so the ultimatum has elapsed. But if City comes with 125, 130, best believe that Boli is going to drive Enzo Fernandez to Manchester. We'll put him on nice bus there and send him there. But I doubt if it will happen. I think I see Enzo staying in Chelsea. But Chelsea fought for fifth, though. I think this is where you see Liverpool coming. I think this is where they will come in. Yeah. And Liverpool comes in here in fifth, sixth, Aston Villa. And if I need to give seventh, then before you see Tottenham Hotspur. So those are my predictions. Yeah. So you talked about the highest goal scorer. Highest goal scorer for me, I think is going to be Erling Haaland. And I mean, there's no need explaining. This guy has basically made it the Premier League is campground. And due to the lack of striker, because Arsenal they don't have a striker. Victor Gyökeres is going to improve greatly, but I don't see him getting as much goals as Haaland, unless if by some miracle Arsenal gets our countryman Osimhen, then maybe I might swap it. But Haaland is going to be the top creator. Top assists. Top assists. This is interesting. I think top assists is going to be Bruno Fernandes, because he just has that something about him. He's willing to take a lot of risks, which can be annoying at times for coaches. But for me as a neutral, every time I'm watching him, I'm like, bro, this is how like you play the game. Just try a lot of things. Something's going to stick. Flop of the season. This is very, very controversial. But he has not come yet. But I think Bradley Barcola in Liverpool might be.
But Bakula has not even signed for Liverpool. How is it going to be the flop of the season? Like,
I've put it in there. I'm waiting for him. But let me talk about the signings that have been confirmed. I think flop of the season, if not Bradley Barcola, I'm trying to scatter my mind around.
My God. I don't get how a player that hasn't signed for a club is the flop of the season. I don't get it.
In the hope, as I thought about recording, Liverpool is still in a long talking stage. It might happen, it may not happen. But if not Bradley Barcola, I'm thinking Anderson in Man City. Nothing against that guy, but I think what they are going to be asking him to do in Man City isn't really what he's really good at. I can't explain more than that, but I don't think he's going to be good. And in terms of flop, in terms of manager, I think it's going to be Andoni Iraola. Not that. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Yep.
Sorry, did you say flop of the season again, Andoni Iraola?
Yeah, so I'm talking about manager and player. Yes, that. Okay, if you say you never watch Liverpool this preseason, you're gonna say, do you know what it means for your manager to come and tell you that the players can't survive more than 30 minutes yet? And that's basic. Andoni Iraola's ball is you have to be physical. It's like Hansi Flick, but not really crazy like Hansi Flick. But you have that, you need that physical aspect. And with the lack of players you guys have, with a lot of injuries here and there, with you guys chasing Bradley Barcola instead of trying to sort out defense and midfield, like he has nothing to work with. So like he's already set up for failure as it stands right now. And so I don't think that's going to change. So that's my prediction. Even if I said Liverpool finish fifth, I still feel like it's going to be like a struggle, just the same way United at the end of the league, as at the end of the day, struggle to get to that third. I think that's what will happen to Liverpool this season. Knock on wood. How about you? What was your prediction?
Just to reiterate what you said, the golden boot is going to Haaland, and the assist going to
Bruno Fernandes.
Okay, assist Bruno. Then flop is Iraola and Barcola.
And yeah, so I called three people: Barcola, but Bakula is not here, so let me not prophesy. I said Anderson in Man City, and I said Andoni Iraola.
Oh my god, this is just it's crazy.
Una go regret selling Gakpo. Just watch.
I don't know if the Gakpo deal has been completed. Yeah.
You know, it's basically dependent on. So it's like a snow. It's like a domino
Domino
effect.
effect.
Same way
Yeah.
Rodri now. Here we go. As of time of recording has happened. Then that guy from Lille. That guy self. Well, let's not even talk about that one. That guy from Lille now is now greenlit for Man City. So I think once PSG agree terms, Coach Capo will be going to London to spend time with Deserving. So let's see, sure.
Okay, so my top 6 predictions for this season, right? Ooh, let's have it. So Arsenal winning the league.
Mm-hmm.
I see Man U finishing second. If Arsenal wins the league. I see Aston Villa finishing third.
Wow.
If they are able to pull off what
That
is
a striker, man. I'm excited to watch that boy, man. Let's go.
Liverpool is going to finish fourth. Right.
Which player? With Araujo. Let's go. Okay.
Then this is just a wild prediction here, right? I'm seeing Spurs finishing fifth. Yeah, I think December is going to reignite something in the Spurs team, right? Okay, what do we have here?
60. I've not called
I'm looking for
Chelsea.
the
I've not called Man City.
Okay, Chelsea and Man City. I've not called Chelsea, Man City. I think one of them is going to miss out of the top 6 once again. And well, unfortunately. Ooh, okay. Let me.
You know, Chelsea doesn't have Champions League football, but so I would like to hear your reason why.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing Jabi Alonso finishing fifth.
Okay.
Right. Jabi finishing fifth. Then
I thought Spurs is fifth. Or did you call Spurs as fourth?
Spurs will finish sixth.
Oh, Spurs finish sixth.
Man City will miss out of European football this season.
Wow.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. They'll miss out of European football. Even if they don't miss out of it totally, they'll miss out of Champions League.
Champions League, yeah.
Europa.
There's a possibility on that.
Yeah, or conference. They might have fallen. So for my golden boot, okay.
Yeah, I'll call Isak, make a laugh.
No, it's not Isak. Okay. If Man City is going to finish outside Europe, I'm giving golden boot to. It's very controversial.
It's just the reason maybe Joao Pedro.
No,
the truth is that he's going to be a striker. He's not going to be a winger. Salah and Mane are not in the Premier League anymore. So
I'm thinking of giving the golden boot to a Man U player.
I mean, there's a possibility because Bruno
I
is
can't even
definitely
think of who. I can't even think of who. I can't call that name that's in your mind. No, Shesko is not. It's not. Cannot make it. I'm thinking of an Mbeumo, but Mbeumo winning the golden boot means that they have to give penalty duties to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening. So,
I see Sesko getting more goals than Mbeumo, so he's
so
dominant.
the Man U team is just so complicated. There's no single talisman that can point that will give me that 20 goals this season. Arsenal, Gyökeres.
I think Gyökeres will do probably 17 goals this season. I think.
But it's just difficult to think of Premier League. Think of a world where Haaland does not score 20 goals in a season. It's just so difficult to think.
I mean, even if the City team won bad, surely Haaland will be the distant. Although I'm praying maybe he doesn't perform well, he can come home to Catalonia.
Okay, I'm making a bold prediction. I'm giving the golden boot to Gyökeres.
Oh my God.
I'm giving the top assists for the season to I'm giving it to Bruno.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Not Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno Guimaraes. I thought of that too, but I was it might not be the highest chance creator even in Arsenal.
Yeah, that's
you have Odegaard.
I think he's still going to go to Bruno Fernandes. It's tricky. I'm not seeing Bruno Fernandes winning that thing back to back. I'm not giving it to Bruno Fernandes. Really, he's not going to win it back to back. He's not going to win it back to back. It's going to be a tough one. Sorry, remind me again. Which team signed Morgan Rogers?
That's Chelsea.
Can something happen there?
There's something there.
All right, let's use Bruno Fernandes as a placeholder for that for highest assist. Then flop of the season. What am I gonna give? I think flop of the season is going to be this Andre Santos. This guy is at my
my former player Benato, so
this is like an obvious flop.
But look here, the cast. I love Tielemans, man, but one thing about Tielemans, you can't leave Tielemans alone.
Tielemans is going to be like the second flop of the season.
It's because the way they are setting them up there. I think for most of their games they will cook, but for anything with pace, man, say maybe them versus an Aston Villa or them versus Spurs. No, it will be crazy, man. Imagine Isak running at them. My God. Yeah.
But I can't even think of Spurs. Spurs made some interesting signings as well this season.
Spurs decided to focus on defense and midfield and left attack.
Their attack is quite fine. No, they have players up front that haven't even really played. I think they still have Xavi Simons. They have Kudus.
And he's injured. Kudus too is coming from injury. You have Richarlison, who is Richarlison. You have Solanke, who is good, but injuries are not.
They're stacked up front. Their problem was the defense and midfield.
No, but they don't have quality now. They are stacked with numbers now. Unless Gakpo comes, then I think that is the only person they are looking to sign, which is wild. But midfield is solid, man.
Gakpo coming into Spurs, I don't know. What's the difference between 6 and half a dozen?
They forgot this soul will become the chief corner Gakpo.
Okay. I think those are my flops for the season. I think I mentioned Andre Santos
and Tielemans. How about manager? Who do you think? Because I feel like there's always a manager.
The flop manager of the season is going to be Maresca. I think that's good. No, the reason why is because the expectations that Pep has set for Man City is just so high.
It's unrealistic, man.
It's unrealistic. For Andoni Iraola, we're coming from slots. So, like, if it was coming from Klopp,
okay,
yeah. So, but we're already coming from slots. That gave us a slotty season.
a
So
slot this season. But do you know that apart from Maresca, me, I don't believe Maresca will do badly. I just think that he won't win the league. But I think there's another manager.
hmm,
I think there's another manager I feel like that can be sacked. And
okay,
this one is not even this guy in Fulham. What is his name? Alvaro Baloa.
okay.
Uh,
The guy they brought from Real Madrid.
yeah, for Real Madrid. I think my
Okay,
brother is going to be sacked by December, and I think there's a top six coach. I don't know, who will be sacked. I understand that it can easily be Maresca. It can easily be him, but I'm just leaning towards that it won't be him, but
What of Carrick?
Carrick. So the thing is that it depends on what Man United prioritizes. I think they'll be foolish to not prioritize the Premier League because what they need at most right now is stability. They just want to be that team that will always be in the top four, like the Wenger era, whereby bad as it bad, Wenger go finish top four. I
Yeah,
think if they are drawn into the whole allure of okay, they want to perform in the Champions League. I'm not saying they should go and lose there. I'm just saying that if fixtures list come out and they are probably facing backup PSG, Real Madrid, or like you have to choose your games. You can lose those games, it's fine, but don't lose yourself in the Premier League. And I think that if Carrick does that, then he will be fine. They're a good enough team to beat most teams in the EPL. But I don't see him getting sacked, at least for my sanity, because once he starts doing Man U fans now will just fill the airways with tears, man. But yeah.
yeah. Well, he's one to watch out for. In as much
Yeah.
as I'm touting him for to have an amazing season, the
Really good body.
honeymoon phase is over, right?
Yeah.
So it's time for real business now. He has Man U. They are in 4 competitions. We are going to be seeing his brain at work every week with team
Yeah.
selection, tactics, you know, decisions, real time decisions. So what does he really have to offer? We'll see. And let's just hope for the best for them. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that things can get really brutal if the results are not coming in. Andoni Iraola is another guy that we should just be wary of. I think the Liverpool management this time would be hesitant to sack in the middle of the season. I think last
Yeah.
season we took some time to just make the decision and pull the trigger to sack Slot. But this time, uh, Liverpool's the management is not going to be hesitant at all. So once we don't get the results, but my problem with Liverpool now is that I'm disappointed with the transfer window we're having.
Yeah.
Um, our major point that needs reinforcement is the centre back region, and as much as
Wait, wait. What about my boy Araho Ronaldo?
please, if he's your boy, just keep him. Don't send your boy here. So Araujo is a good addition. I mean, as as he got signed to Liverpool, I quickly went online, did some research. Okay, what kind of player is this? Okay. So I saw his strengths and his weaknesses.
And his weaknesses. Don't
He's,
scratch
he's,
my labush, and that's all I'll tell you.
he's very physical, but he's not a good ball playing defender.
Yeah.
He makes silly mistakes.
It's
Um,
basically Konate.
exactly. You replace Konate with Konate. It's fine.
Wonderful.
It's fine.
But
It's
but
just
do you know that? Sorry to cut you, but like you said, yeah, the Liverpool management seem to maybe they won't have any issues sacking Iraola. I doubt that because I think they were more pushing him to sign multi-year, and he has this thing where he only signs for 2 years. But the thing is that even in as much as you want the guy to do well, like you said, like it's just so annoying that you have midfield and defense to deal with, and you are all twerking for Bakola. That's the reason why I even because you spend 123 or 145 million on Bakola. This my bro cannot repay back that money. He's not going to be the highest goal scorer in Liverpool. He will not be the highest assist. So already you're already setting him and by extension, the rest of the team for failure. So I don't even know what is going on, man. I don't know what they are thinking of.
I think my problem now with Liverpool is more with the directors of football or like the people who are calling shots on transfers.
Yeah.
I know the manager is heavily influenced, like he's heavily involved. It's not like Chelsea whereby they sign players and the manager is heavily involved. But over the last 2 seasons, I've noticed the pattern with Liverpool. Liverpool, we are now chasing exciting signings rather than
Prospects.
signings that actually would impact the club. Like last season, Isak was an exciting signing to make, but
Yeah,
the moment we signed Ekitike, there was no longer need for Isak. But
exactly.
because of the excitement of getting Isak for that amount of money, then it just seemed like the right thing to do, and they did it. Now, Bakola, I like Bakola. I want Bakola like in my team. I think he's like a direct replacement for what we missed with Luis Diaz, right? And Mane as well. So I love that, right? But given where we are at the moment, right? If we have 150 million to spend, why don't I get a DM that can get the job done?
Exactly.
Right? Or a world-class center back that can get the job done, right? And work with Rio, Nkumuha, and Gakpo. Those like, what pisses me off the most is that if we are planning to spend that 150 million on a right winger, it would have made more sense.
To have made more sense, exactly.
Because we currently don't have a right winger. The only right winger we can work with now is Chiesa, right?
Sorry for the laugh.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's really laughable. I can't think of any other right winger apart from Frimpong, actually now playing right
Elliot.
wing.
I think
Elliot.
Elliot.
So these names are all very laughable names, really, because like they are nothing compared to what was lost there, Salah.
Yeah.
So if Bakola was a right winger, I would have said yes, this makes sense. We're trying to replace Salah, but like, it doesn't just make any sense. And I agree with you. The Liverpool management is setting up Andoni Iraola for failure.
For big time failure, man.
Liverpool has two centre backs, Leone and
two fit centre backs. That's wild.
We have Leone and this jacket guy. I don't know when he's coming. I don't know if it's this season. He should be coming this season, but I don't know what is one. Let me just quickly check.
I think for Jackie,
he's here. He's
here already.
Yeah.
But he's recovering. He's not fully fit. There's always something up. Do you understand? Like my bro isn't ready to enter the team right now. I think the idea for him is maybe by January he should be full and ready. But say you even add Jackie. How many defenders do you guys have?
We have Jackie. We have this Leone guy is still injured though, but I think he's back. I'm not sure.
I think Gomez, of course, is.
Sorry, please. Don't call that name. Don't call that name. Marfred, please don't call that name. Gomez.
Do you know Gomez used to be like Ferran Torres in Barca? When is the transfer window? You would not just see, it's like his team does. You will not just see him online. It's almost like when they are looking for who to sell, my bro just hiding.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. But we're already going down the spiral of Liverpool.
Yeah, so let's move on from Liverpool. The Liverpool's case is just a very interesting one, but
let's just hope we don't have to dedicate an episode to them during the season, because you know that
it's crazy. It's a madness.
It'll be crazy, yeah.
Let's move on to La Liga, man. Like we are way past our time, way past that. But I mean, we haven't met in like few weeks now, so it's just best we just catch up and talk about all these things.
Yep.
Now, the La Liga transfer window, I think let's just talk about the two major teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona. First things first, we have Mourinho joining the Real Madrid side. Have you been able to watch the Mourinho's documentary? The one that just got released on Netflix?
No, I haven't. It's crazy because I have a Netflix account, but for some reason I never bothered to.
Yeah, I think it was perfect timing dropping it a week before the season starts. You should watch it, and I urge Madrid players as well to watch it so they know the kind of manager that they are going to be working with this season. On the other hand, they made some big signings. They signed Konate, they signed Dumfries, they signed Diomande, if I'm not missing any. They signed Cucurella as well. So those are like 4 big signings. But in my opinion, why did they sign Diomande? Like, do you understand why that signing happened?
I can give you. I think I understand why the signing happened because you look at the attack of first of all, what system are they going to play? I think it's going to be a 4-3-3 system, but we know that Mourinho is not the type to be constrained by system. He can change to a 4-4-2. Depends on him. But they are very light in the attack. Let me list the attackers for you. You have Kylian Mbappe, you have Vinicius Junior, you have Rodrigo who is injured, you have Endrick, and now you have Diomande and Carlos XP. Now, if you want to now begin to choke players left and right, you can say, okay, you have Brahim Diaz who can play on the right wing and maybe Adagoulad. But I think that I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but I think that they saw that Diomande is that type of winger. He's very pacey. He's like Vinicius Junior, but like he's still raw and everything. And so they feel like he's a good addition. I don't think he's a right winger, although he says he's better on the right wing. I cannot argue with the player, but he's heavily right-footed. So it's I don't really fancy those right-footed players, but I think he's a good addition. I won't even lie to you. He's a good addition. Do I think he's worth the money? Do I think he's going to flop? Yes. But so that's just my take on it.
Do you think he's 19 years old?
I cannot confirm or deny. Omo, did you see that guy that is 22 years that signed for what's the name? That signed for one, I think it was Nottingham Forest, my friend. 22 years old. What are we saying now? What are we doing? 90 years. What are we talking about now?
My friend. Voila. He was born 2006. Okay. No voila.
That's fine.
For me, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but the listeners can listen to our podcast episode, our former episode during the World Cup on Cote d'Ivoire's performance, and I clearly stated it there that this man is a showman. He's the kind of player that only works during demo, cannot work in real life.
In real life.
He is very raw. And the problem with you being very raw is that, especially in Real Madrid, is that they don't have time for very raw. If you cannot quickly process yourself into a finished product in 10 games or more or less, because he's going to be a sub, unless you, like you said, he's going to start from the right wing, which is not his strength, which is not his strength. So unless he improves his game and, starts from the right wing and become, should I say, exceptional there, out of position, I think he's going to be loaned out sooner than expected. But however, he's yeah, we could say he's a good signing, especially with
Yeah.
Mourinho coming into the team. Mourinho always loves black players. He loves them, and I think might be wrong, but he loves like playing with black players. Like he likes their energy and everything.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, very good. So it's just right
That's
to have. It's
right.
just right to have three black men in front. So I mean,
But
um,
yeah. Do,
yeah,
do
yeah.
you know that do you know that recency bias is such a wonderful thing because
Uh-huh.
prior to Mourinho getting this job, nobody could make an argument for why he's still a top manager. But ah, I mean, there's just a nice thing of what time does. Like a few months ago, my man was going head to head with Real Madrid in terms of the whole Vinicius and what happened in
Cristiano.
Benfica, Cristiano and everything, and
Mm.
everything is all forgiven. I mean, I know we have not gotten there, but I've always maintained something about Mourinho, and I've said this right from when he was in Spurs, and I said that he's no more a top manager anymore. And this season, there's not going to be in between. It's either he's going to prove me wrong or he's going to prove me very, very right. I don't think there's an in between because I personally think that as a top manager, as a manager is done in the top flight, in the best of teams. But yeah.
But Mekus, this argument is very subjective.
Hmm.
But what makes you say that a manager is washed and he's no
Yeah.
longer a top level manager? Why, what have you?
What have I seen?
Because the manager is actually not playing, right? So
Yeah.
it means that it's probably his ideologies, right?
Mhm.
His way of managing the team. And I think that those are very soft skills, right? It is not like you being a player that probably your body is like telling on you, you can't
Yeah.
run, you can't shoot. Like managing is different, right?
Hmm.
I feel like, well, we've seen managers decline, but
Yeah.
the major thing for me here is just the is he willing to evolve? Because
That's the thing.
he's a very dogmatic person, right? Is he willing to just make a little shift, right? But back again, right? Just referencing the documentary, right? I watched when he came to Madrid the first time. Madrid was in a similar situation as they are now. 2 years trophyless. They had a dressing room that was totally broken, right? So what he said, this is Mourinho's word, but I'm paraphrasing. Like he said, he came into this team. He came into a team that there was nothing to teach them to do. You had Ronaldo, you had Ronaldo, you had Benzema, you had uh, Casillas, you had Sergio Ramos, Marcelo, um, Kedira, the likes, right? He said there was nothing to teach them about when it comes to football. But everything that he did was just to discipline them. And I'm thinking, looking at the resources he was working with in Benfica, in Roma, in Fenerbahce, even in Spurs, you, you can't compare those resources to what he has in Madrid, right? Those resources probably needed him to also like teach them on how to be better players. But like in Madrid right now, he's working with the best players in the world.
Yeah.
These guys know how to play football. The only thing they don't know is how to get their acts right and get that dressing room together whereby they work cohesively. If he can because that's what Ancelotti actually excelled at. That's why they were saying Ancelotti never had a tactics, and we all knew like he never had anything to tell them to do. They just had to figure it out themselves, and it seems like that's how Madrid has always been. So he
At their
needs to just
best.
yes at their best, right? So Mourinho just needs to get them to that point. It's so funny enough, right? Mourinho is coming in more like a I'm for a lack of
Other
better
man's teacher.
word, yes, like a teacher, like just like a therapist, really, like is talking to them, like do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, like work together, work with this, work this, just go and play, and they'll get the results for him. But like, I mean, let's see how that works. But I'm against the idea that you say a manager has
You've watched them.
is washed. I feel like it's not possible. I just feel like it's not that kind of skill, right? That can be totally washed, really. But
I think that the ultimate decider, like you mentioned, is if you are willing to adapt because football has changed. Do you understand? And like
mhm,
why do I agree with you is that he's going to bring some much needed discipline to the Madrid dressing room, which was evidently lacking. There's nobody's going to be throwing tantrums. You throw tantrum, whether it be Vinicius or Mbappe, you will learn the dimension of all the bench in La Liga.
mhm,
The only thing is that going to be good enough when the game requires some tactical tweaks? Because yes, okay, we're talking about La Liga, yeah. The major competitors are Barca. You understand?
mhm,
Yes, I have a bias because Barca is my team. I feel like we're a
mhm,
more balanced team. But let's even take it away from La Liga. I talk about the Champions League. When you meet managers who have seen clear weaknesses in your team, can you now change? Because even Ancelotti at his best, do you understand? Real Madrid at best, they still had frailties and people exploited. But I mean, there's this is not a Real Madrid deep dive, but like I said, I feel like why I make that statement in terms of him being finished is because I don't see him as someone when it comes to tactical tweaks and when it comes to changing a pattern that is not working. I think it's either he only has one thing to do, and if that doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. He's a serial winner, yes, but I feel like every time he leaves the squad, it does really get better. There are always like bodies along the way. But let's see how it goes in Real Madrid.
okay, all right.
So
I think
yeah,
we're way
okay.
past our time, man. I think at this point we just have to put a hard stop, man.
Yeah,
Nicholas, it's been nice. It's been nice hosting this with you today.
but I think before I go,
Okay,
just
okay.
sharply, okay, who do you think is
Prediction.
winning the La Liga? Yeah, prediction, just sharp predictions.
This season, who do I think? Ah, I think I'll give to Barcelona once again. Barcelona is going to
Messi,
win
but
it.
I think I
But
second that motion too.
yeah, but I think Madrid is going to win a trophy this season. Um,
Yeah,
Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup, Champions League. They're going to win one of those. But across a 38 game week, Barcelona is just going to be able to put in that result week in, week out.
sure.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
second that motion.
But can we just also talk about Golden Boot and flop of the season?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Good.
my flop
So
of the
good book
season
for me.
is Diomande. I don't want to go far on that one. Just continue.
I'm with you on that. The 90-year-old man, young man will be found out. For Golden Boot, I think. I mean, Mbappe, man. I love Mbappe. Is going to be the Golden Boot winner, just like Haaland. The only way that might change is if Barca finally finish the talking stage with Atletico and we get Alvarez. But I think Mbappe is just that guy, man. Mbappe Golden Boots. Top assist is probably still going to be Yamal because the question is who is going to finish his chances since we don't have a striker. So I
So
think it's
you
time
guys don't
for
have a striker because your backup striker you sold him for Torres.
we don't have his. That's what I'm saying now. There's one guy in La Masia now that is looking like low budget Haaland. Hamza guy. I think he was even in the Egypt squad, youngster. But
Oh my god.
You know, that's why I love La Masia. When you take, there's no, you just see one guy, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, just one with them cooler for me. But yeah, like Mbappe top goals, Yamal top assists, flop of the season, Yan Diomande. Surprise of the season is probably going to be I was going to pick a team, I can't remember. I think it might be Villarreal. I think they might come up with something this season. So that's it for me.
All right, man. We've come to the end of the pod.
Yep.
Uh, Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this episode. Thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule because this was a long pod. So if you got here, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate. Please just reshare, leave a comment wherever you're listening to the pod from, repost. You can, if you know us, you can also DM us privately and share your feedback. And
Yeah.
Mekus, thank you very much for co-hosting this with me. And see you next time. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.